to all my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for always coming back. I really appreciate you. And if you're new here, if this is your first time of seeing my face, you're very much welcome. On this channel, I make videos on love life, motherhood, faith, and African food. So if you like such content, then kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you can be notified immediately. You're very much welcome once again. In life, we all make mistakes, right? That's something about life. Everybody makes mistakes. But we only need to pray that we won't make mistakes that are so costly, so irretrievable. You know, there are some mistakes that are so expensive that can destroy precious things in the life of the person. So we all pray that we won't make costly mistakes, you know, that will cost us something that is so precious and so expensive. But something is that everybody makes mistakes in life. In my last video, I expatiated on what a new bride needs to know in order to have a smooth ride, you know, in married life. As we all know, that what holds in married life is totally different from what holds in single life. I will leave the link of my last video up here and also in the description box, so that if you have not watched it, then you can be able to click on it. So in today's video, I want to take it further by sharing with you mistakes that some new brides make that, and you know, that cost them of their marriage. I wouldn't want you to ruin your own marriage with your own hands. So I want to implore you that you should look into these mistakes that I want to highlight one after the other in this video, you know, and try and avoid them in your own marriage. Number one mistake that you should avoid as a new bride is making your husband the source of your joy and happiness. Now, do you know what? Let me tell you one truth today. Your husband is not the source of your joy and happiness. It's not that he won't make you happy or he won't make you, you know, do things that make you happy and all that. Of course, as your husband, he should, but that is not his primary responsibility or what his major duty as a husband to you. And don't saddle him with this responsibility. It is not his. As much as he should deliberately, you know, do things that will make you happy and all that, it is not his morning duty. Let me use that word. It's not his major duty or his first duty or something that he has to be doing every day, and he has to put it at the back of your mind, that at the back of his mind rather, that he has to be doing this for you every day and all that. No. There are a lot of things that he needs to achieve, that he needs to do, you know, for the family, for himself and all that. So that is not what he should make as his own primary duty, that he has to make you happy, he has to make you joyful and things like that. Settle it in your mind that God is the source of your joy, not your husband. And also identify things that make you happy, that anytime you do them, you know, you're always very happy, you know, very joyful and all that. Identify those things and commit to doing them. Do you understand? So make yourself happy, enjoy life. Have you not been enjoying life before you met him? Have you not been, you know, happy before you met him? So why should you now wait for him to be the one to make you happy before you can be happy or something? Or maybe saddling him with the responsibility that is the one that must make you happy or something? No. Do you know what? If you wait for your husband to come and make you happy, or you are looking at him as the source of your joy, trust me, you are setting yourself up for a major disappointment. Do you understand? So don't make your husband the source of your joy. God is the source of your joy. Fine, he will make you happy. We do things that will make you happy, but don't make him the source of your joy because of the days that will offend you, that will do things that you don't like and things like that. Do you understand? So try all your best, you know, to identify things that, you know, that really make you happy, and then commit to doing them. Okay? And also another thing is that as you're making yourself happy, then you'll be able to cheer him up also. You know, in marriage is give and take. It's not just you sitting down and then just expecting him to be the one that should be giving you. No, in marriage it is give and take. So as you're making yourself happy, there'll be an outflow of that joy, of that happiness that you'll be giving your husband as well. Do you understand? And it will be giving you that joy also. Do you understand? Not that somebody's just sitting down and waiting for the husband to come and making you happy and things like that. The second mistake that you should avoid as a new bride is discussing your marital challenges with your single friends. Now, probably when you got married, you still have a lot of friends that, you know, that are yet to get married and all that. And I remember saying it in my last video that being married does not mean that you should now discard all your single friends and all that, because they can still be a blessing to you, you know, in spiritual things, business, career, and things like that. Now, as much as you shouldn't discard them, don't discuss your marital challenges with them, because they will only advise you from a single lady's perspective. The heart of the married has not been formed in them. So it's not right for you to be, telling them all the, the challenges, the conflict, the struggles that you are having in your marital life. They can't give you advice that will make you to have a successful marriage, because, they don't have what I will call marital wisdom. They can't understand what you are trying to tell them. Do you understand? Because they have never been in marriage. They don't really know what it takes. They don't really know much about married life. Do you understand? They can't understand what you are trying to say, and they can't process what you are trying to say, like a married person will process it. If you tell somebody you're strong, now the way a single person will process it will be different from the way a married person, someone that has been married for years, will process the same thing. Do you know what? Ask from any married person around you. There are some things they said or they thought that they can't take from their future spouse. That, okay, I can never take that from him. I can never take that from her. This, that, and all that. Ask them. They are taking far more than what they said they will never take while they were still single. That is married life for you. Things that you thought you can't take from any man. I can never take that from any man. I can never take that from any woman. By the time you get married, you'll be taking far more than what you ever profess that you never take from another person. Do you understand? In fact, you'll be enjoying far more than that. So don't discuss your marital challenges with your single friends. They can't understand. The third mistake that you should avoid as a new bride is complaining about your husband's shortcomings every time. Do you know what? No one likes this kind of a thing. Male or female, young or old, no one likes to be around people that are always accusing them of their weaknesses and of their shortcomings every time. We all like being around people that accept us, and lovingly encourage us to become better. So learn to allow things to slide once they are inconsequential. Or probably you can just postpone that matter till later. Do you understand? Because you complaining about what he does or he doesn't do every time, we make him to just maybe withdraw or shut down instead of changing him. And your own aim of complaining is for him to change, right? But it might not change him if you are always complaining about his shortcomings every time. Do you understand? He will just withdraw, just shut down, and just keep quiet. Learn to pray more and endure till you see the changes that you want in him. Do you know what? It is more effective and more lasting if it is the Holy Spirit that is convicting him in his heart concerning what he's doing that is wrong, than you just complaining every time and every time. Do you know what? Sometimes God will change him, Sometimes it is you that God will change to be able to get along well with him. And sometimes, do you know what? You just have to just tolerate him and accept him like that. Once the thing is not too consequential like that, that is what married life calls for. Sometimes you just have to tolerate and accept the other person's weaknesses like that. The fourth mistake that you need to avoid as a new bride is going about collecting things from relatives and in-laws. Now, you should be able to discern gifts to turn down from those that you should collect. Differentiate gifts that are from ulterior motives, from those that are from good intentions. This is very, very important. Now, I want to believe that you and your spouse, you was financially buoyant before you got married, right? At least if the two of you are not very strong financially, at least one of you should be very, very strong enough to be able to cater for the two of you, spending the time that the other person to be empowered, maybe get a job and all that, blah, 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 and all that. So, what you have now, your resources that you have now, that you and your husband that you have now, let it suffice you. Be content with it. Prosper at that level. Do you understand? Life is in levels. So whatever you have now, let it suffice you. Be content with it. Enjoy life at that level for now. Don't go about, collecting things from in-laws, from relatives, and all that. Some people want to use gifts, to get close to you, in order to know how you are getting on your marriage, what's going on between you and your husband, and all that. And it shouldn't be. Some want to use gifts, to buy your will and your reasoning. Now, it will be very difficult. You and I know that it will be very difficult for you to say no to to somebody that you are living on. For example, like asking you for details about your marital affairs with your husband, or trying to tell you things that you should be doing in your home, or trying to make decisions for you. And because you are always living off them, collecting things from them, asking things from them, you won't be able to say no. You won't be able to turn down all these requests and all that. And by that, they'll be controlling your home for you. Therefore, avoid collecting things from relatives, in-laws, neighbors, as much as possible. Don't expose your home. Don't expose your marriage. Do you know what? Some of them may want to be quarrel with you because you turn down their gifts and all that. Be strong emotionally to say no, to stand by that right decision that you have made. Trust me, that decision that you have made, it will pay off in the long run. Number 5, saying ill things about your husband to friends, relatives, in-laws, and everyone that care to listen. Now, do you know what? There is no perfect marriage anyway. Every spouse has its own weaknesses. Do you understand what I'm saying? And every marriage has its own challenges. Your own marriage is not the worst. Your husband is not the worst. In fact, if you hear what other women are, they are coping with in their husband, their own marriage, you will appreciate what you have. As much as you shouldn't condone things that are too bad to be condoned in your husband, don't start discussing his weaknesses to everyone that cares to listen. I understand that you are hurting. He has disappointed you, he has failed you, he has hurt you and things like that. But as you're discussing him around, it will ruin his reputation, and he may not be able to build that reputation again, even long after you have forgiven him and things are now okay in between the two of you in your marriage. Now, I want you to know that the first few years of marriage may be very tough, but if the two of you are ready to make your marriage work, trust me, it will work. The best thing is to have someone that you both have agreed to be your go-to person anytime you have a seemingly unresolvable conflict. So that's the only person you should be discussing your husband's shortcomings with. The fact is that you may be very happy now that yes, you have ruined his reputation, people have lost respect for him and things like that, all because you are angry. But do you know what? A time is coming that you'll have resolved all your conflicts, you have forgiven him, everything is now fine in your marriage, you are doing well and all that. But do you know what? Those people that you have discussed his weaknesses with, you have discussed his shortcomings with a respectful way towards him, and you won't like it. So anything you want to do, try and think about the consequence in the long term. Another side to this is that as you are telling people the shortcomings and the weaknesses of your husband, you are also equipping them, to be able to hurt your marriage. You are also, opening up to them the weaknesses, the weak points of your marriage. And they can actually hurt your marriage if they want to, because they know the struggles that you have in your marriage. They know things that are not smooth, that are not going well in your marriage. Number 6, handling married life with your efforts alone without praying. Now, the thing is, none of us is smart enough, to handle married life successfully. God is the founder of marriage, and only Him can tell you what to do part-time, how to handle different situations and all that. Now, sometimes what your common sense will tell you about, okay, this is how to handle this situation and all that, may not be the best strategy, the best approach to handle a particular situation. The Holy Spirit can tell you to respond to a particular situation in a particular way that at first it will sound so stupid to you, but do you know what? You will realize that you will have the best of results at such times. Now, let me tell you some examples. I once heard of a particular story that there was maybe tension in between a particular man and his wife and all that. So in the evening, when the woman was already around at home, but of course the man was there to come back and all that. So the Holy Spirit now told the woman that when your husband comes back, serve him a cold milk, a glass of cold milk, something like that and all that. So of course when the man came back, the woman did it. The woman served him the cold milk. And that, solved all the issues, all the conflict that have been in between the two of them. How do you correlate, a cold milk with a tension that has been on for a while or something like that? You don't know your husband like God does. You don't know everything about a particular situation like God does. Now, if your husband is misbehaving or behaving in a particular way that you don't like, you don't even know if it's a spell that is working against your marriage, or probably there is a third party that is influencing him against you, poisoning his heart against you and all that. So that is why it's good for you to handle everything with prayer. Prayer is the key. Pray about everything in your marriage, ranging from your cooking. You know what? As much as I know how to cook very well, I still pray about my cooking sometimes. Anytime I'm cooking, sometimes I'll pray to God, Father, this food I want to cook, I want it to come out so sweet, so sumptuous, and all that. Because you and I know that sometimes, even after you have put all the ingredients in this world inside your soup or inside your food or something, it may still not come out the best taste that you really desire. You and I know that sometimes it happens. So I still pray about my food sometimes when I want to pray, not every time, but sometimes when I want to cook, I pray about it. Father, I want this food to come out so delicious and sumptuous and all that. So pray about everything. Probably you want to make a particular decision in your marriage, probably a particular response towards your in-laws, your husband, or something like that. Pray about everything. And if you always do this, trust me, you will always enjoy smoothness, joys, and victories in your marriage. As much as possible, try and avoid these 6 mistakes that I have highlighted as a new bride. Each of them has the potential to ruin a marriage. Marriages don't get ruined suddenly or overnight. These are the things that breaks it down gradually. There's a particular place in the Bible that says, catch all the foxes, those little foxes that ruin the vineyard of love, for the grapevines are blossoming. Young woman, I will leave the passage on the screen for you. Please, if you can, go and read that passage very well. Read it over and over and over again. Let it sink deep into your heart. And I pray the Lord blesses you and your marriage in Jesus' name. So this is where I'll be stopping as far as this video is concerned. If you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell, so that whenever I post a new video, you can be notified immediately. I post new videos every week. Please kindly give this video a big thumbs up, a like if you enjoy this video, and share it with your friends that I know it will be helpful too. Thank you so much for watching. Until I see you again in my next video, have a great day, a great week, and a great life. Bye.